It's getting hard to tell who the Democrats hate more, Donald Trump or the American people. Tensions flare on the Senate floor as coronavirus bill derailed for a second time by the Democrat objections. It's a relief bill for American taxpayers, for American workers who aren't allowed to go to work anymore because they told us we can't because we got to fight the cootie. And now we can't pay our bills. And Trump says, okay, well, I'll send you guys some money so I can help you out a little bit at least. And the Democrats keep telling him and us, no, it's not good enough. We want it to look the way we want it to look. Even though we're the minority, we only own the House. We don't own the Senate, and we don't own the presidency, but we're in charge, says Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi keeps thinking she's not only Speaker of the House, but Speaker of the Senate, and further, the President of the United States. It doesn't work that way, lady. And if you think this is a winning strategy, you've gone cuckoo. Now, Lindsey Graham back in 2018 warned us what would happen if the Democrats got power. He told us, if they get power, we're all in big trouble. Well, they got power shortly after he made that presentation during the Kavanaugh hearings. And what happened was, they took over the House. They got the Mueller report, and they were all massively disappointed because they couldn't wait to impeach. Remember what that one congresswoman said? Impeach the Yeah, impeach the She even printed T-shirts of it, and then they did impeach the Not with Russia, because there was nothing there. Zero evidence. Zero. So what did they do? They went to the Ukraine phone call, to which the president and the president of Ukraine said, I don't know what you're talking about. And they dragged us through that because they got power. And while they were doing that, and they were doing the impeachment, is when there was this little cootie that busted out in China. You know, something that would have been nice if they'd have been paying attention to, so that we could have acted in a planned manner and not the slapshot method that we've had to do anyway. However, it turns out Trump did actually work on a plan during impeachment to get ready for this, and he shut down the borders between the travel between America and China. And he was called a racist. And now they're like, well, kind of wish you would have done it earlier, said the exact same people. It's disgusting. I want you to see Lindsey Graham. I want you to hear him one more time, what he warned us would happen when they got power.
I cannot imagine what you and your family have gone through. Boy, y'all want power. God, I hope you never get it. I hope the American people can see through this sham, that you knew about it and you held it. You had no intention of protecting Dr. Ford. None.
And no intention of protecting the rest of Americans now with a relief bill. None at all. 2 times in a row on the Senate floor. And how are they able to do this? Because several of the senators on the Republican side are quarantined because of the cootie. And so they can't vote. And the law says you have to be at the Senate, on the Senate floor to vote. You cannot do it remotely. That was even true back in 1776 when we voted for independence. The guy from Rhode Island was on his deathbed, and they carried him in. They actually carried him in so he could vote to allow America to become independent of Great Britain. Well, they've never changed the rules since. Apparently they thought, well, if it's good enough to drag him in on his deathbed, it's good enough to drag anybody in on their deathbed. We were warned what would happen. Now, Trump has been asking this particular question. Let's see, where's his quote? He says, Trump lashes out at the media. All I see is hatred of me at any cost. It's getting pretty hard to disagree with. What does that look like? This hatred of him at any cost. Well, let's see what A.B. Stoddard had to say about it. A.B. Stoddard, over at Real Clear Politics, she says, that's interesting, but if you click on it, it doesn't take you to Real Clear Politics. Anyways, she says, Trump at the podium, for better or mostly worse. Tell me that isn't hatred. In the neighborhood I live in, there are signs up on certain houses that say, hate is not welcome here, only love is. And it's like, really? Let's talk Donald Trump and let's see if that hate bug starts oozing from your eyeballs, because I kind of think it will. So A.B. Stoddard says, how to prevent, whoops, wrong one, sorry. Trump at the podium, for better or mostly worse. Really? And I was looking at the article. I won't bother you with it. You can find it if you want. And she just tears into him and saying that she says Trump is running and everything that he says is going to help Joe Biden. Seriously? This adult, educated woman actually believes that Joe Biden, who did an online press conference yesterday that wasn't even carried by the networks because he started doddering around and going nowhere, she really thinks that's superior to what we have right now. Well, as Lindsey Graham said, God help us all. Let's see what the New York Times says. The New York Times. Call Trump's news conference what they are, propaganda. Let's have some fun and look up the word propaganda. Merriam-Webster, propaganda. I'm going to skip the first one because if you can see it, it has nothing to do with the way it's used. Number 2, the spreading of ideas, information, or rumor for the purpose of helping or injuring an institution, a cause, or a person. Third definition for propaganda from Merriam-Webster. Ideas, facts, or allegations spread deliberately to further one's cause or to cause damage of an opposing cause. In other words, people, propaganda means you're arguing your case. Did you know that? Did you already know that propaganda means you're arguing your case? It does not mean false information. It means the spreading of ideas, information. You can use rumor, but you don't have to. Notice how that's third on the list. For the purpose of helping or injuring an institution or a cause or a person. Like I said, it's arguing your case. When you argue your case, you're trying to make the other guy look bad so that you win. So, call Trump's news conferences what they are, propaganda. Of course they're propaganda. And so is this article, lady. Your article is doing propaganda. You're arguing your facts or alternative facts if you prefer. Of course it's propaganda. The definition's quite clear. You are arguing your ideas and allegations spread deliberately to further your cause. Congratulations. Welcome to the propaganda poll. It would be nice if people who went to college like Miss Jennifer Senior, she doesn't look like a senior. Ooh, I must have misjudged her gender. It would be nice if she actually knew what these words mean. Does she not have access on her computer to Merriam-Webster to look at these definitions? Apparently not. And look at this. The damage that America First has done. Remember, the question was, Trump asked, is this all for the hate for me? Apparently it is, because this woman thinks that America First has caused damage. Really? How come we don't have enough masks right now? Why don't we have enough ventilators right now? Because the supply chain is from not America. Because we outsourced everything. That's the damage that America First has caused? No, that's the damage that globalization has caused. I'm for free trade, but it was never free trade with countries that are zapping our people with high tariffs. If you got a tariff, you ain't got free trade. And these supply chains outside of America for essentials is nuts. If you're going to be prepared for any situation, you must have the ability to be self-reliant. And we are not self-reliant right now because of the supply chains, so many of them being extricated, particularly to China and other countries, particularly to China. And she thinks that the damage is done from America First. Your bubble is going to get so small. And with the destruction in the economy from this cootie lockdown, you can kiss your job goodbye because you woke folk are going to be the first to go. Because not only do you make no sense whatsoever, people are not going to keep paying your bills. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Tea Party Hardy channel. If you'd like to subscribe, we'd love to have you. If you want to share this video, we'd appreciate it. We're a very dinky channel who gets no love from this platform, and nor do people that produce videos like ours. So any sharing you do would be greatly appreciated and would help the channel. We would like to grow a little bit more, maybe a lot bit more. So again, thank you for watching. Do stay safe and be careful out there.